is, in addition to seeing the dynamic premiums right below, you would add it to your cart and you would select either how many people would come onto the policy. Once you select the number of people on the policy, you would hit submit, and it takes that policy from your cart into your checkout. And then once you want to leave the site and enroll the person, you would just hit checkout. It's a 4-step process. You confirm the plans that you're selecting. You would input all the enrollment information for the subscriber. You would hit continue, and it would bring you to the payment information. It would bring you to the payment information, and then the enrollment confirmation. And that's how you select a plan, and that's how you enroll in a policy for the state of Florida. Does that make sense, Francis?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Let me help.
Pretty straightforward. And I'm pretty sure that everyone has access to this website as well. So it's gonna be much easier for everyone, as I guess, if while Ben is discussing, you could also navigate through it together with me. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll go slower. So when I go back to our homepage, at the very top, right next to product, it says members. And then if you hover down 2 steps where it says find a provider, I would just click on that find a provider. This is our search engine for participating providers in the state of Florida. So what you're going to do at this point is you're going to select dental, and then you're going to search as a guest. You'll just hit continue by searching as a guest. The first thing that you're going to want to do in this dialog bubble is select your network. So we have, as you recall, we had Advantage and Advantage Plus, and we had Premier. So I'm just going to use Advantage, the first network right there. That's our copay plan. I would select Advantage, and then I would go to the state, and I would pick Florida, and I would use Advantage Dentamax when it asks me which Advantage I want to use. And what it has done now is loaded Advantage providers in the state of Florida. But above that, you can go back and you can search more specifically by county, city, gender, accepting new patients, specialties, languages, or just specifically by the provider's name. You can then search inside, sift that 22,184 Advantage providers down to the specific provider you're looking for to determine whether or not they're participating or not. And then you can download that as a PDF and send it to your client or retain it. But that's how you search providers, dentists in the state of Florida. Just keep in mind, there's 2 networks to look for in Florida. There's Advantage, and then there's also Premier. So those are the 2 networks that you're going to want to use because they correspond with the plans that we're selling in Florida. Francis, does that make sense on how to find a provider, a dentist?
Yep. Pretty straightforward. Okay. Thanks, Ben.
So I'm going back to our homepage one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5th tab over where it says brokers.
Mm-hmm.
The very bottom of that, it says appointment process. I'm going to click on that. We have, Allison and I have already set up Benavest as an agency. So the object for new agents is to connect themselves to Benavest, not to establish their own agency, but to actually connect their appointment to Benavest. So the way you would do this is under that dialog box where it says search for agency, you would just key in Benavest. And what will come up is Benavest with two sets of numbers with it, 6346 and 4585. Once you have that, you will just hit next. And the first thing that it asks you is whether or not this is the correct agency. If it is the correct agency, you would just hit yes. And then you would complete the next set of information, which essentially is the information that we need in order to connect you to the Benavest agency to run that information through the CIRCON national database, to have an email contact and a phone number with you on hand in the event that we need to contact you, to select the states where you plan on selling individual policies, EMI policies in these particular states. It can be as simple as just Florida, or it can be as many as you being licensed in any or all of these states. Then you would just acknowledge those 4 or 5 questions at the end, and then you would hit submit. Once you hit submit, 2 things happen. We run your information that you've provided with us, along with the licenses that you've attached through the national database, CIRCON, and we connect you to the agency of Benavest, and we simultaneously issue you a 4-digit writing number for EMI. So anybody who goes through this appointment process will ultimately get an email 3 or 4 days after the process from EMI telling the agent what their writing number with EMI is.